Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Talisman, 4th edition. And as you can see, the Darkland board is gone again. There was no card laying on the board, so I could simply remove it, got some more space here. But I have to keep the Highlands here on the board because of this rune gate here. And I made a little small mistake here. This black unicorn, a viewer from Finland who has eyes like a hawk and knows every rule, he told me actually that this is not a follower. It's a special ability that he becomes a follower. So I cannot place him here where the dark cultist died, but I have to remove it from the game. Okay, and then we can go on. And the warlock is pretty much in the lead, I would say. He's really strong here. He's got 8 craft, and he's doing fine. He's got that plate mail, which is awesome. The Talisman, Shadow Dagger, Wolf Slayer. Problem is, he only has 2 strength, and that's definitely not enough. I think to enter this inner region, you need more strength, because I will come up with an expansion for the inner region, with a fan-made expansion, and you can no longer go completely on one of the 2 abilities. I mean, you can still say, okay, I want a really high ability in craft, and maybe only clearly less in the other ability in strength, for example. You don't need 12 or 12 or something like that. But it's a good idea to have at least maybe 12, 10, and then maybe 6 or 7. Because it's really tough. Now the inner region becomes much harder than it was before. Okay, so that's the goal of the warlock, to gain at least 3 more strength points. And until now he's not doing well there. So we roll. And that's a 1, great. Okay, so he could move to the runes or to the portal of tower, and I think he moves here to the portal of tower. So he can roll. He can draw a card here, and that is what? Ymir's Glow. That's an event. So it's now again night, which is, I think it's good for the warlock. He's stronger in craft then. Starting with yourself, each character may gain his full complement of spells according to his current craft. Ymir's Glow then darkens to the discard pile. Okay, that is actually interesting for the tavern mate, because that gives her 2 craft. And she's got that healing, cast as required. By casting it on yourself or any other character, the recipient is healed up to his life value. Well, that's pretty strong. And here we have the Hydra spell, cast as required. Any spell that has just been cast on a character will also affect any other characters of your choice, including your own character. Treat the spell as if it was cast individually on each character, ignoring region and timing restrictions. Okay, here we go. And now actually he could use that Mind Steal, because now there is another character that has spells. So that's a good idea to use that now. And actually he cannot know that she has that Hydra spell that she can kind of use as a counter spell, I guess. But that's something he cannot know. And he's not allowed to take any spells because he only has a craft of 2. Okay, and then we have to move the Grim Reaper because we rolled a 1 as a movement roll. And that's a 6. Well, we can place him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, nothing really happens here. Fine, and then it's the Highlander again. And he might want to heal. He only has 2 life points left. He's got 3 money, so it might be a good idea to heal. And that is good. That's a 1, so that allows him to move into the city. And now before we heal, we can actually roll a die, and on a 7 or 8, the gate of the city opens and we are allowed to enter the expansion board. And yes, that's the case. That's awesome. This is actually a house rule. Usually you can simply move into the city, but I want to keep these things a little special. So I've got these house rules where it's not so easy to enter the expansions. And actually right now I will come up with more house rules inside the city. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I really want to avoid that everyone tries to get to the same shop because he finds something really strong there. So I understood that this was actually a problem in the old Talisman City expansion. So what I want to do is I want to bring a bit, make it a bit more interesting, I guess. And I got this paper here with opening hours of the city. So I roll now for every shop a d6, and we simply start with the Rogues Guild. And on a 1 the shop is closed, on a 2 or 3 it's 24 hours open, and with the Rogues Guild on a 4 to 6 it's open only at night. So let's see what we got here. That's a 6. So now to mark this, we will place a dark marker here, a fate token here, to remember that the Rogues Guild is only opened at night. This thing here, the wharf, is always open. The stables could be closed, open 24 hours, or only open at day. They're never open at night. I did that here. So we roll again, that's a 1, so they're completely closed. And to mark this, I will actually place 2 of these tokens here, of the dark tokens. And then we have the menagerie, and we roll again, and that's a 5, and that says it's only open during daytime. So let's place a token here. The armory, same here, could be open during daytime, and that's a 4, so that's exactly what happens, open during daytime. The soothsayer, she might be open 24 hours or at night, or she could be closed, and she's open during nighttime. Oops. Jail is always open. The magic emporium could be also open during nighttime or 24 hours. In this case it's actually 24 hours, so we don't place anything here. You can visit this all the time. The sorcerer, 24 hours or during nighttime. So he's there during nighttime. Oops, it's this guy here. And the apothecary, also 24 hours closed or during daytime. And this is daytime. Here we go. And finally we have now the academy. And that's a little different now. We've got 1, 2 open 24 hours, 3, 4 open at daytime, 5, 6 open at nighttime. And it's exactly the same with the high temple. So the academy is open during daytime. No, nighttime. Yeah, no, it's nighttime exactly. It was 6. And the high temple is also open during nighttime. Okay, and this will actually, these opening hours stay like this for the rest of the game. So this board is not removed. This stays for the rest of the game now. Okay, so now it's important to point out that in difference to the other expansion boards that I use, that you cannot simply enter during the normal space. In the city it's possible once its gate opened. So now every character can simply enter the city through the city gate. And we have now here these wanted cards here on the city gate. And that's a dragon. And that's a monster. And we have an evil character. And it says, for example, when you claim this bounty, gain gold equal to the amount of trophy points you discard from enemy dragons. So the way these things work is, if you go to the end up in the city gate here on this space, you can buy these wanted cards for 1 gold each. And then, if you fulfill the requirement, you can claim the bounty, discard the card, and gain a reward. You could also, if you already fulfilled the requirement, for example, you have a dragon trophy with you, and you enter the city space or the city gate, then you can simply discard the dragon trophy, claim the bounty without paying 1 gold for this wanted card. The advantage if you buy the wanted card is you don't have to have the you don't need to have to fulfill this this mission when you buy the card, and you can simply do it any time and then claim the bounty whenever it fits you. So that's a pretty good thing. And that's a good way to get some money. So for now, they stay all here. And so that was the Highlander now. He ended up here in the city board and the gates opened. So the city is open for everyone from now on. But the Highlander is actually in quite some trouble. He needs to improve his strength points. So what he's going to do is actually, he will heal for 2. Go to the doctor, heal for 2. And then, in the next turn, he will probably use his flight potion to move here to the rune gate, and then that would allow him to move to this rune gate, because there's a connection between the 2 rune gates, and then he would be in the Highlands again. And I think that's a better place for him to gain some strength points. I think he's really doing fine there. I think he's better in the Highlands than in the city. I mean, Come on, he's a Highlander. Okay, and then it's the tavern maid. And she's got a 4, and she has actually quite a bit of money. So what she could do now is she could move here, for example, end her move here in the city, and then encounter the Highlander with her special ability. So the character must give her 1 gold. That's possible. So she's now really rich. And then the character must roll a die. And that's a 1. And that would be a generous tip. Give the tavern maid 1 of your objects. Well, this is pretty awesome. So which one might that be? I think it could be the ice scepter. I think that's not that great. Or maybe I don't know. What is that? If you defeat a character in battle or psychic combat and choose to take a life, the character must also miss his next turn. Yeah, I think we give the ice scepter away. And I think that's fine then. Yeah, so that was a good turn for the tavern maid, and she could now really enter the city in the next turn, because she's got a lot of money now. Okay, so it's the warlock once again. He's got a 5. Well, that's the desert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the runes again. Unbelievable. Okay, so he moves to the runes once again, and then he's allowed to draw another card. And that is Grace-Hearted. The Grace-Hearted will remain here for the rest of the game. You may either replenish 1 fate or heal 1 life per visit, free of charge. Well, that would be fantastic. The problem is he has its full amount of life and fate. So it doesn't make any sense for him at all. And then the Highlander again. Oh yeah, and now instead of rolling, we want to use our flight potion. So this is this thing now. You may discard this potion instead of rolling to the die for your movement to move to any other space in the same region. And then, yeah, we will move now with the Highlander to the rune gate. And before we can go through the rune gate, we have to draw another cards for the ruins. Okay, and that is the City of Shadows, and actually it's hard to see anything. Okay, here we go, the City of Shadows. If it is day, roll 1 die. If it is night, roll 2 dice. Okay, let's see what happens here. Actually, it's usually an advantage to be here in the night. Okay. Okay, that's a 6. And that says gain 1 spell. And sadly that makes no sense at all, because I'm not allowed to have a spell. But the city stays here. And then in the next turn we can move to the other rune gate. So, wait a minute. I mixed this up now. No, I was right. No, okay, all fine. And now it's the tavern maid, and she wants to enter the city probably. That's a 6. Okay, and well, we can now here move in the city. We can now move like this and then go to this street here, or we can also move like that. So let's see what we can do now. We have now nighttime, so we might be able to visit a shop. Okay, actually I made a mistake here. I didn't explain that right. You see these little arrows here? So you always have to follow the arrows if you move through the street. So basically you enter here, and then you move like this, like that, and like this, and you come back here. And that's it. So you can enter the shops. If you have sufficient movement points, you simply enter a shop, and the rest of the movement points then goes away. So you don't have to have exactly the right number of movement points to end up in a specific shop. So if you are, for example, here and you had 6 movement points, you could go in this shop 1, 2, and then the other 4 movement points are gone, but you can enter this shop. It's possible. Okay, so now I had a 6. And so I will move here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6. That is the noble street. And I have to draw a card, a city card. Okay, and we have now here the city deck. Draw a card. And that is a broken sword. If you visit the armory, you may pay 1 gold and discard this card to take a great sword from the armory deck. Well, that's an interesting option, actually. Is the armory open? Well, it's only open at daytime, so right now we cannot do this. Okay, and then it's the warlock once again. And he's got a 4. Damn, he's simply not... Unbelievable. Okay, so now I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. He can choose between the Black Knight. Either pay 1 gold or lose 1 life. Great. So now he will move into the desert. Lose 1 life and draw 1 card. Okay. So, what do we have here? A mummy! Well, that fits thematically. That's awesome. That's an enemy, a spirit, a rotting mummy roams this area in search of his tomb. If you are defeated and lose 1 life, your wounds become infected and you must lose 1 additional life. It will remain here until it is killed. Okay, I think that shouldn't be a big deal. Even though the mummy has an additional craft point because it's night. But we have now 8. Shadow Dagger brings us up to 11. And then... No, wait. Yeah, up to 11. And then it's the Wolf Slayer that adds 2. So we have now a craft of 13. And then... I think we don't have to roll here. The mummy is definitely dead. And we are allowed to trade these 2 cards again for 1 more craft. Awesome. So, and then it's the Highlander. And he moves now through the rune gate here into this rune gate. And now it's an interesting question. It says, instead of the you may teleport to any further face-up rune gate or any rune space. Once the rune gate has been used, it vanishes to the discard pile. I'm not sure if now both rune gates vanish or only one of them. Well, actually, to be honest, I think they both disappear. In a way, they are both used, I guess. So they go now both here to the discard pile, I guess. And then I'm allowed to draw. Well, it's an interesting card. Can I draw now 2 cards or 1 card? Damn, that's hard to say. Once it has been used. Well, I guess in the moment of teleportation it is used. But on the other hand, I mean, if I leave here, it goes away. So in a way it was here before. So I guess I can only draw 1 card. This is a little confusing now. But okay. I'm allowed to draw 1 card because I'm a Highlander out on the hills. I could usually draw another card, an additional card. But because in a way 1 card was already here and just went away when I entered this space, I'm only allowed to draw 1 additional card now. And that is a bear. And that is cool. Finally, an enemy with strength. A ferocious bear is running amok in this area. It will remain here until it is killed. So that shouldn't be too hard, because I've got a strength of 5, and I can force the creature to re-roll the attack. Is that a creature, by the way? It's an enemy and animal. Holy crap, I gotta check what creatures are. Okay, so a creature is defined as any encounter that attacks with craft or strength other than a character. So in this case, the bear is a creature, and I could use this Pharaoh's crown. So let's attack. I've got that 5, and I will simply roll a die. So that's an 8. And, okay, the bear then has a 3 plus 1, a 4. So let's see. Yeah, that's a 6. That's fine. So I will gain this as a reward, as a trophy. Okay, cool. And then it's again the tavern's mate. She's got a 5, so let's see what she can do here. Well, the academy would be open. You can discard 7 points of trophies here to gain either strength or craft. Well, she doesn't have that many, that's for sure. So it makes not a lot of sense to move in here. The apothecary is closed. The sorcerer, there she could buy or sell spells. Okay, I think what she can do is she will move here to the soothsayer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And she can, her fortune will be read there. Replenish fate up to your fate value at the cost of 1 gold each. I think that is a good idea. That's something she can do. She pays 1 gold and gains another fate token, and she's got a fate of 4. So she now has 4 fate tokens, which is definitely great. Okay. So then it's the warlock, and now he will actually use this spell, the Mind Steal. Cast on another character at any time. Look at that character's spells and take one of your choice. Okay. But now, and he plays that on the tavern mate, of course. But now the tavern mate is able to cast that spell, I guess. Cast as required. Any spell that has just been cast on a character will also affect any other characters of your choice, including your own character. Treat the spell as if it was cast individually on each character, ignoring region and timing restrictions. Okay, so now I guess these 2 spells are definitely gone. And what that means is that now the Warlock can take that healing spell. And I think the Tavern Maid will take the Soul Shatter. It's simply, if cast on a creature, it is killed. That's definitely an awesome card. So she takes that one. That's just perfect. Okay, and then the Warlock moves in the middle region. And, well, again, he would be here at the ruins. 2, 3, 4. He moves to the woods, I guess. And he's allowed to draw a card there. And that's another treasure chest. Lots of treasure chests here. Roll 1 die to open the chest. Okay, that's something, the chest. He will do this right away. Okay. And that is a 2, which is not that good. Well, actually, I'm thinking about paying that fate token. Yeah, I think I will do this. I'll pay the fate token and roll a second time. Maybe that helps. Oh gosh, a 1. Okay, I will lose 1 life. Bad luck here. And I have no money to heal, so yeah, that's not exactly great. But okay. And then it's the Highlander, once again here in the Highlands. And that is a 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Ruined Mine. Okay, well, he definitely will move there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And roll a die. And that's a 4. And that simply says gain 1 gold. That's cool. And it's again the Tavern Maid now. She's got a 6 again. Okay, so now the Armory and the Menagerie, they're only open at daytime. The stables are completely closed. There's holiday. So there's not much you can do right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She could move here to the wharf and then move somewhere in the outer or in a middle region. But I think she doesn't want to do that. Maybe she will take another turn through the city and, well, spend her money somewhere else. So now she's allowed to draw another card. Oh, gosh, it's so narrow here with all these boards. Okay, and let's see what that says. That's a street sage. Stranger, the street sage will remain here for the rest of the game. Draws 3 city cards. Place 1 face down in front of you and discard the other cards. You may place your face down city card on the top of its deck at the start of any character's turn. Okay, well, fine. Okay, so that's a shortcut. You may immediately move to any shop. Once a character has chosen to do so, discard this card. Trophy Hunter. Add 1 to your attack score if your opponent matches any of your wanted posters. Whenever you claim the bounty on a wanted poster, you gain 1 additional gold. And Bruce Stein. Trinket. You do not lose a life in the desert. You may discard the Stein during your turn to heal 1 life. Well, that's a nice little object, I guess. So I think I will place that in the next turn on top, and the others go to the discard pile. Okay, fine. And then it's, I would say we do a last round now. And we start with the Warlock again. And I'm afraid this is still not good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, but he can move into the Hidden Valley or to the Warlocks and do a quest here. Now I think he moves into the valley and draws 3 cards. But actually before he does so, I will draw another card, I will draw another spell and use his special ability to have always the full number of spells. And that is Transference. Cast on yourself instead of your normal move. Switch spaces with any other character in your region. That is interesting, but right now there is no character in my region. So I'm allowed now to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see what we got. That's a 1. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my god. This is gonna be tough. That's a bad turn for me now. Okay, so first we have here the Avatar of Justice. And that is an event. So we have now daytime again. If you are of neutral alignment, gain 1 strength. If you are good or evil, she instead converts you to neutral. She then departs to the discard pile. Okay, let me see. I'm neutral. So that's pretty cool. I gain 1 strength. That's awesome. So I'm at strength 3 now. Okay. What is that? Drain of Life. That might be an interesting spell now. Okay, what I'll do is now I will use the Drain of Life spell. And I cast it on that enemy here. Discard the enemy and heal an amount of life equal to the enemy's strength or craft. So now I'm back at my full life value. Okay, here we go. And then finally, okay, I have this layer here at 2. Okay, so and then I gotta fight the Night Stalker. If you are defeated during the night, you do not lose a life. Instead, you must take the Night Stalker as a follower with the following effect. You lose 1 life at the start of each of your turns. Discard the Night Stalker when day breaks. Okay, luckily it's night, it's day now. So, I have now a strength of 5 altogether because of the Wolf Slayer. And the Night Stalker has a -1 because it's day. So, I have a good chance to kill him. Nah, not like that. So I'm at 7. And the Night Stalker, well, yeah, he rolls and he's at 8 then. But I could now use this plate mail, and if I roll a 3 to 6, I don't take the damage. Ah, damn. Okay, so I take a wound, and the Night Stalker stays there in the Hidden Valley. Quite unlucky here. Okay. So and then we got here in the Highlands, the Highlander. Okay. And he's got a 2. So I guess he moves back here into the Ravine and draws 2 cards from the Highland deck. Here we go. And well, first of all we got that Skyfall Sentry. And that is a monster with a strength of 3. Before you engage the Skyfall Sentry in battle, you must roll a die. If the result is less than your craft, you dodge the boulder it drops. If the result is equal to or higher, lose 1 life. Well, I'm afraid that will happen because my craft is really bad. So the only thing that could help here is a 1 actually. And I don't have that. So I lose a life. But then I can fight that thing. And I have a strength of 5. And that thing only has a strength of 2 because of the daytime. So I attack. And that is enough to kill him. A Skyfall Sentry. Okay, so I'm collecting my trophies here. And then I can encounter that cave. See what you discover inside by rolling 1 die. Okay. And that's a 3. Lose your next turn. Not exactly good. But okay. Okay, and then it's the tavern maid again, and now it's daytime. So maybe it would be an idea to go again through the city and come back to these shops to buy some cool stuff there. Let's see. So that is a 1, and that will allow her to move the Reaper later. So for now she moves here into the north side alley, draw 1 card. What does that say? Yeah, okay. So simply draw a card. And that is the black market. You may pay 1 gold to take 1 card from any shop deck, then roll 1 die. Once a character has chosen to do so, discard this card. Okay, so the thing is, if you roll 1 or 3, 1 to 3, we go into jail. 4 to 6, we are safe. Okay, well, actually we have a lot of these. We have a lot of these fate tokens. So I think we have a pretty good chance to survive that or not to go into jail. So I may check for a cool card maybe. Okay, the interesting question is now, am I allowed to simply choose 1 card? I think not actually. I think I have to draw 1 random card from a shop deck that I can choose. I think that's how it works. Otherwise, I guess it would be really, really tough. On the other hand, I don't know. Damn. Okay, actually, I got it here. So basically, it's I mean, it is pretty obvious what shops are. And it's written here now, if an encounter allows a character to gain or take a card from the potion, pet or wanted poster deck for free, he must draw the top card of the deck. If an encounter allows a character to gain or take a card from the Armory, Magic Emporium, Stables or Purchase deck for free, he chooses which card to receive. And wow, that could be pretty awesome actually. Okay, there are great items out there. One would be the spell book, which gives you at the start of each turn a spell if you're allowed to take one. That's definitely not bad. On the other hand, we have this flail, and that is tempting. I mean, I know it's just brute force, but it's amazingly powerful. You may roll 2 dice during battle and add them together to determine your attack roll. If you roll doubles, your opponent cannot add his attack roll to his attack score. I mean, this is simply ridiculous. I think I have to buy this. I might be able to gain this for 1 gold. So, hey, come on, that's amazing. So I pay 1 gold, and now I got to roll a die. And if I roll now a I gotta roll a 4 to 6 to get this damn thing. So let's hope for the best now. Come on. Yeah, amazing. Well, now she's really rocking, actually. Okay, she's got 4 items now. She might have to sell one. But that is just amazing now. Okay, so the black market goes away. And yeah, that was then her turn. And I think now that in the last turn, it was much more interesting. The last video was really much more interesting than the video we did before. This one was really good now. I think the city expansion is pretty cool. We have some interesting items now. The warlock is still not... I mean, he is pretty much ahead, but in the last few turns he couldn't really make more progress. I mean, he has this, well, now 9 craft, which is pretty amazing, but he couldn't do these important, he couldn't get on these important spaces here, which would be awesome for him. He didn't manage to do that. So that's an interesting point somehow. And I mean, who knows what she still can find in the city. And okay, this guy, well, he might still find some good fortune here in the Highlands. I kind of like that way the game now is developing. It's really thematic. I mean, the tavern mate is in the city, Highlanders in the Highlands, and it's kind of cool. I love it. Okay, it's an interesting game, I guess, and we'll see what the next turns bring. Hope to see you then. Bye. Okay, well, basically I just realized I forgot to move the Reaper, which will probably not be that important, but I gotta do it. And so let's see. That is a 4. And well, I guess I sent him, not sure, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 here in the tavern. So he might go here across the Storm River into the middle region and kind of hunt the warlock down. But, well, it's not a real threat, I guess. But you never know. Okay, so see you then. Bye.